Cha-cha. There we go. That's good. All right. Closing these up. How many dogs are in here? I see one. Gilly, come here. Finn, Gilly, come on. Gilly, come on. Come here. Come here, baby. Finny, inside. Good job. I'll keep them in here. Yeah. Oh, good girl. Good luck. Have fun. Thanks. Hey. Yeah. Mel. It's as live as it can be. I think there's a, at least a 2-second delay, probably more like 12. But it is 7 p.m. It is 7 p.m. And I've got Garbage Pail Kids official tarot deck and guidebook here. Oh my gosh, Mel, how are you? So anybody, if you're watching this, what did you think of Garbage Pail Kids growing up? And also, were you not allowed to watch them? Because I sure wasn't. So my understanding going into this is that Garbage Pail Kids are naughty. Garbage Pail Kids is for hoodlums, youths, dangerous youths, and that's all I knew about it. I would see them at the library, like my friends would be trading them during school or something like that, or just looking at their collection. And I think I tried to tell my parents one time that they're just Cabbage Patch Kids, because that's, they're a spoof of Cabbage Patch Kids. But I don't believe this is what Xavier Roberts intended. But it's hilarious, and it took off, and I remember it being huge, and it's still huge, and there's a lot of collections on eBay. So, as a collector of fandom tarots, this is a very good one to have. It is, all, again, from Insight Editions. These guys are knocking it out of the park. The box looks a little bloody, and I thought that would be very odd for this deck. It's not. And that's one of the thoughts I have about the deck is tarot can get dark, but these particularly child-oriented cards, there's some pretty gruesome images on the cards. And I get that that's what what Garbage Pail Kids was like. However, it's just not my cup of tea. But for what I know about Garbage Pail Kids, for what I know about collectors in the 80s and 90s, like this hits a nail on the head. My first observation here is it's an odd color choice for the back of the cards. It's just such a neon, funky, bright cover, and like this lime green oozy. It reminds me of the Nickelodeon Gak, like just ooze green color on the bottom of the box, and even on the guidebook, black outline. We'll get to that. I love how the Major Arcana has black edges for quick perusal. But everything else is green. I think there's like this beigey, kind of blah cover. I mean, they're really cool designs. It's all these sketchy looking, like sketched looking things, like rusted out swords and bones, and there's a frog and cups and just really cool illustrations, but it doesn't totally match for me the aesthetic of the color scheme. At least I guess it matches the aesthetic, but not the color scheme, so that's just odd for an Insight Editions deck. Let's look at the card. So again, with the caveat that I was never a huge fan of Garbage Pail Kids, I still had to buy this deck, and I don't regret it, because it's very visually interesting, and it's a lot more, what's the word? It's very true to the original images of the Rider-Waite deck. So here we have the Ten of Wands, this multi-headed kid carrying all these bundles, very burdened down, very complete with their journey, but they can let stuff go now. It's just weird. The images are very, I love the feel of the card. The cards are flexible. The cards are softer than the other decks that I've gotten. There's not that curved side lip. There's no concave edges. Not as bad as the other ones, actually. This is really fun. Queen of Coins. One issue I've got with the cards is there's so much detail. These are almost like full-size paintings. These probably are full-size paintings shrunk down to the card size. So I'm missing so many details, and even there's only so close I can get it to my face without hurting. Like, I want like poster versions of these, like big ones. Eight of Wands. Yeah, this guy's just like, it's the gore factor. I mean, that's very much what Garbage Pail Kids is about. Very cool images, amazing illustrations. I love that some of the cards, some of the suits of most of the cups have like a rainbow theme to them. This leprechaun is farting out a rainbow, so it's a lot of toilet humor. And the leprechaun, the Irish leprechaun, is not the first stereotype I've seen in the deck, which is kind of an off-put, but I guess like it was the 90s, it was the 80s. It's an okay excuse, but this production was 2022 or earlier than that. But I do appreciate, like, here they give you the flavor of the card with the image. Like, this guy is kind of beaten up and with the Nine of Wands and defeated and injured. Stay down, kind of recoup, get better, that kind of thing. I don't know what's going on in here. Like, there's a baby head that's a bridge and a river, but here's like the rainbow cups, and then there's sort of a sugar skull looking thing with tentacles coming out of the head. I'm gonna have to look at these at daylight when I'm, not winding down for the day. The Tower card is really interesting. It's this Wicker Man. It's a play on, hey Mark! It's this play on Wicker Man, and I would love to talk to the artist to find out why. There's just like a big cage with a cloak on it, and like a Humpty Dumpty looking guy falling apart. Yeah, again, just some almost appropriation of some cultures in here. Like, there's this weird feel to all of it. This deck is bonkers. He was like sort of a Sharks and the Jets kind of guy with the Page of Swords. Eight of Coins. I want to look at the Major Arcana, though. All right, guys. Ugh. So there's just like gross out factor. Here's the Queen of Wands with earwax, and it's just gross. This is disgusting. It's body stop, guys. It's just body functions for the Six of Cups, and that ruins the cups for me. Like, it's just, this deck is doing exactly what it was designed to do, just to gross people out, gross out the parents. And I'm a dog mom now, but that counts. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want my dogs looking at these. But the colors are so fun. Like, even these clouds are super cute. Hey! It's playtime. Sorry. Guys, relax. Oh, this is actually a really sweet card. Like, unless I'm misreading it, it's just this chunky kid. I didn't really like them, but I couldn't not get it because I grew up being told I couldn't like them from mom and dad. And I didn't know you did like them. Did you collect them, Morgan? I vaguely remember that. I remember you collected the New Kids on the Block trading cards. Like, you had a stack like that thick. That was like half of them. No, but this world card's really incredible. It's like this artist kind of cloud person floating around, and there's weird illustrations, and there's a solar system surrounded by creative wavy lines and cute clouds at total odds with the stitched up Santa Claus. Like, who are these creatures? I don't know. There's an alligator. There's just an alligator eating something, so I'm wondering. I guess alligator was one of them. There's a mermaid. Queen of Cups looks appropriate. There's some slime and goo, but it's just toilet humor. Ew. So this one's a little trippy. It's like some wrinkled baby zipping off his face mask, and there's another baby clocking out of his head, and there's other things clocking out there. Two of Swords. That actually looks like, I thought those were pigtails. No, that's armpit hair. All right. All money and never ever bought them for you. Yeah, I bet she didn't. Oh my gosh. So another trading cards. I'm guessing, like, in this little vampire is reading GPK comics. So I'm guessing there were comic books too. I think that sounds familiar. That sounds plausible. So this deck is fantastic for anybody who really likes Garbage Pail Kids, regardless of if you enjoy tarot or not. Because there's a lot of hidden gems in here that I don't understand, and I never will, and I'm okay with that. I think a part of my brain just wanted these to be Cabbage Patch Kids. I know I bought Garbage Pail Kids, but like, I always wanted the card collectibles just to be, hey, Finnegan, hush, just to be Cabbage Patch Kids, because they were super cute. Two of Cups, very incredibly detailed art, and I just wish the cards were bigger or the art was bigger. But the cards are a perfect size. Look at that. I love the rainbows. What are they doing? Are they just fighting rainbows? Yep. Okay, so the cup suit has a lot to do with rainbows and farts. And this is disgusting. It's like this beautiful horse getting jabbed in the eye, and this thing's hitting. It hurts to look at. I'm such a weenie. And this one's stunning. Look at this background image. Kudos to the artist. Like, they really went all out. Like, that's just a really lovely pattern. And also a vulture of some sort. 10 of coins, a chariot. I don't understand that. It's kind of a gesture-looking thing with two horns coming off with like Egyptian masks on. So again, a little bit of appropriation. I don't understand how that works and what it means, but I haven't read any of the descriptions. Haven't read that description yet. I've read some. The Hermit card is really cool. It's like this tree beard kind of guy. Lots of other little faces in and around it, but then there's like this industrial background. Like, I don't get it. Strength. Cool. Girl power. Go for it. Wheel of Fortune. Again, a bit of a throwback to the original Rider Waite. A lot of details. Hi, you guys. And the pirates. And again, I know these are some classic images that are the actual guys. So maybe that's where I'm missing it. They are, Morgan, that's exactly it. They're just a tad left of cute. And I am a tad beneath cute. So it's just the wrong, just a little bit off. Like, Dad would think these are hilarious because he loved Mad Magazine and all that, right? So, this is disgusting. This guy's just like, fingers chopped off. Oh my stars. The Lovers. Okay. okay, their brains are blown up, but there's an interracial couple. That's nice. Some representation. Light representation. Here is our atom bomb as the Emperor. He's our title character. Yeah, see, this is a good size for the art because there's so many details in there in the background. But what did they do to Stay Puff? Doesn't that kind of look like a Stay Puff? Okay, I'll get there. Okay, I love this one. The High Priestess. She went a little... The artist went a little off with this, and I love it. I don't recognize this as a... in my head, I said Taro Patch Kid. Garbage Pail Kid. You're absolutely right, Morgan. Yeah, this is what they're going for. That gross out factor. Like, Mom wouldn't let me read Goosebumps because, like, all the boogery looking covers and everything. Like, oh. You just want to alienate the adults. This, I can do blood. I can do throw up. I can't do snot. I can't do snot stuff. Oh, like, but the colors, look at the colors. They're beautiful. I just, all right, that one's kind of cool. Magician. It's kind of got a Rick and Morty vibe. Really cool looking. And our Fool is, it has such a small picture, and like there's all this real estate. I mean, it kind of fits the original card, but and now I'm just noticing how much real estate the borders take up. But it's a good effect. But it's much more Nightmare Before Christmas than Garbage Pail Kids, you know? I was expecting something a little more 80s or 90s. But I wasn't on the design team, so I can swallow my reactions, obviously, my expectations. Very cool image. Like, this is just a pile of stuff that's shiny. Got a hoarding little fly monster princess person. This is a fever dream of a deck. A child's fever dream, like Dimetap fever dream. And Death is like this really placid card. Okay, you know what that tells me? Is that the design team and or illustrator respect tarot. Like they took some of the major arcana cards, like the heavy hitters, a little more seriously, and there's not much you need to do with it, right? Temperance, his hands are melting together, so that's something. Wow, here's my signifier, not significator, which I've been saying wrong, I think. The Star. So we have this water scaly person. I can't tell what's going on in this card, excuse me. Oh. King of Wand. That really looks like Stay Puff. I can't understand what I'm looking at. Like, is this racist? Is this weird? Both, probably. Some of the cards I don't love, and some I really do. Is this TV Stevie? This kid looks like he's got a TV for a face, getting hypnotized by all his earthly possessions. And there's little ghosts of things hanging around him. Yeah. Seven of Cups is a great card. Ew. Ugh. And again, there's like a Christmassy vibe to this. With a Frankenstein and a little Tiny Tim. I don't get it. What is it? Little plant baby. No. And this is just gross. The imagery is really disturbing. Like the hangman is this kid in cute pajamas strung up by his tongue. And, oh. Yeah. This deck makes me uncomfortable. And I knew what I was getting, though. I don't know what I expected. So, for delivering on its purpose, I give Garbage Pail Kids Tarot 9 out of 10. lost a point because of some actually really subtle and calm and out of character cards that are much more subtle and very in tune with the original meaning, which is odd for the rest of the deck compared to the rest of the deck. And art, 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Some of the images I can't really tell what I'm seeing, like what I'm supposed to be seeing. But it's art. That's what art art's like. So it's back to 10 out of 10. I don't know. What the Christ is this? The Devil. So we've got the Death card that's like really calm and chill, and then the Devil, which just is horrible. Kind of like, I mean, I know, and there's chains in the original. I don't. I don't like how much I'm enjoying how uncomfortable I am with like the normal stupid 90s stuff. Some of the appropriation stuff I definitely do not appreciate, don't like, but there's I definitely could be reading too much into it, and that's okay. Why is the King of Swords just shoving a sword in his face? Okay. I'm fine. What? This is hilarious. It's just, I mean, I don't like this card either. Okay, so maybe it's the vomit stuff too I don't like. And then, without looking too closely, this is just super cute. Some little putsy kid marching around with all these wands and cute things on top. But when you go closer, oh, it's flowers. It's weird, Morgan. And then there's like the wrinkly old lady arm. I'm hoping that's what this is. With giant flower in the back of this country, like bucolic thing. Ace of coins. Oh wow. Oh God. Morgan, do you recognize some of these characters? What? Oh, they're like in a chrysalis. Okay, and she's bursting out. Oh, this is super cute. And I wonder how much of this was the artist needing to like switch back and forth between gross and cute and a combo of both, you know? Weird. All right, and then here's the Eight of Swords, right out of Lord of the Rings. Like, this is dark. This is very eerie. This is some Tim Burton shit. Oh, I love it. Like, if I was looking at this card, I would not guess that's Garbage Pail Kids. That has nothing to do with Garbage Pail Kids. And this is the first one in the deck that makes me feel like that. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Oh my God. Okay. Let me shuffle, and I'm not gonna read cards for anyone tonight. I'm just going to, I've got to approach this deck with caution. Like, this feels like what the deck could do for me. Like, it could just set me off, or just, I don't know. There's just something from my childhood that's attached to Garbage Pail Kids. It might be just the fact that I wasn't allowed to get them. It just feels naughty. But I definitely, I have my mom's sensibilities in regards to this, so I don't feel like I wouldn't exactly say I'm missing it. Oh yeah, the cards feel great. 11 out of 10 for card quality, especially without that lip, you know? They're still clustered together. You can see the chunks, so... Unreal. I genuinely adore that they made a tarot deck out of something as offbeat as Garbage Pail Kids. This is like a Weird Al Yankovic tarot deck, right? Which, now I want to write that because why not? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pull it. keep it upright for now. All right, I pulled 2 of Swords. This was the braids that actually turned out to be armpit hair. So that's great. 2 of Swords, and we're going to check out the book. There's just so much happening in each card. All right. Okay, cool. So we have upright and reverse meanings, and this, I technically pulled this reversed because I flipped it the other way. 2 of Swords reversed. Ace of Cups, leaky loo. 2 of Cups, tie-dee knot. Okay. 2 of Swords. How are these arranged? There's swords. Armpit Brit. 2 of Swords, armpit Brit. Okay. Just counting how many toes. All right. I don't know if I'm ready for this. All right, let's look at armpit Brit. Here we go. All right. This card represents a tough choice to be made. You're under a lot of pressure and unsure of what to do from here. Weigh your options carefully and don't make any decisions impulsively. If you take your time, you'll come to a conclusion that's right for you. Just as Armpit Brit did when she decided to go au naturel. All right, so 90% of the guidebook entries are straightforward tarot information, and the last line is sort of Garbage Pail Kitty. It like has to do with the character. I was assuming it was going to be, you know, trash talk, toilet talk, like how Stacey Graham's Zombie Tarot, it has the whole like cadence of here's what to do in the zombie apocalypse, like 50s advertisement cadence throughout the whole thing. This doesn't. This is very straightforward, but we pulled this reversed. Okay. Like 2 equally powerful swords clashing in the air. Excuse me. You've reached a standstill. You're being presented with several paths, but none of them seem to have ideal outcomes. Compromise is called for when there's no clear decision to be made. Just do the best you can with the information you have. Very good interpretation of the 2 of Swords reversed. Nothing to do with Garbage Pail Kids. And the one thing I love about all the other decks from Inside Editions is they do have a little bit of that flavor text for the canon and fandom that they're coming from. Not so much with the reverse meanings here. I mean, that could just be a fluke, a one-off. Let me pull a Major Arcana. Okay, Justice. I'm going to face my monsters here. Here's Justice and all her snotty glory, though. But, okay, that's one thing. 20 out of 10 for the guidebook design. Just having the black border in the Major Arcana alone. I love that. Look at that. Just these right here. Major Arcana. So easy to get to them. Justice is card number 10, 1, 11. Because math. And again, I really do enjoy that they've got all new character stickers in there. Kind of like probably what they did when the new stuff was getting launched. Like, hey, new edition, new character. Please welcome this person. Justice, Leaky Lindsay. Ew. Very symmetrical. I can give it that. Upright. Snotty Nose Leaky Lindsay holds the sacred scales of justice aloft. Is that what she's holding? Well, see, yeah, they're lost in the image because the green and the yellow of the cups are getting... symbolizing the undeniable authority of cause and effect. It's important to make sure you're being fair and just, even when life gives you unfair and unjust amount of snot to deal with. Okay, so again, we have a little bit of an imbalance in the cadence of the write-ups, because this one definitely is leaning towards more of the Garbage Pail Kid voice. This is what I was expecting for all of them. It doesn't mean they don't mostly have it, but it just means that some of them are going to be very straightforward. Yeah, so even the reverse one here. Justice when Reversed warns that you could be left with sticky, tricky, icky mess to deal with. Very 90s, very kid-friendly, very cutesy, very gross. If you're not as truthful as you should be. So a bit of inconsistencies in there. It's a 2 out of 78 card sample, so you don't have to take my word for it. But again, just look how mismatched the styles are. I don't know. What I do love is that this is raised, by the way. Yeah. Okay. Test run. I can feel myself resisting the deck. I can feel the deck starting to tighten up, to clench up, if you will. I don't even have any water for me to drink right now, and it's adding to the discomfort that this deck is giving me in a fine way. I'm not feeling unsafe or anything. It's just Knight of Coins. Art, 10 out of 10. Consistency of art, 8 out of 10. Gross factor, 11 out of 10. Yeah. And shuffleability, 10 out of 10. Gross, gross, gross. An awesome collector's item for tarot folk or Garbage Pail Kids fanatics. I don't get the feeling that this is going to get added to the store because I am uncomfortable holding it. Like it won't be added to my deck library for the store, but it might. Maybe I'll put it up for sale in the store. I'm thinking about doing that. I have a few decks backing up that I know I'm not going to use. But good Lord, amazing colors, amazing art. Awesome writing, inconsistent writing, which, you know what, I'll take it. I'd rather the inconsistency came from it being a straightforward tarot message versus, trying too hard to be cute. Yeah, so here's just, I randomly opened to one. Just there's a little bit of language and there's some flavor text that's like, chill out, dude. Demanding so much control will only stress you out and lead to disappointment. Even just the chill out, dude. That's awesome. That's just that little bit of 90s flavor, snarky kid stuff. All new character. Be really interesting to look at some original cards and see how they match up. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna wrap this up. We got info about the illustrator, about the author. Some pretty cool things. I'm in dim light, but it's not the easiest. It's brighter on my screen than it is in person. The font is very small. There's a lot of real estate, so I know margin space is really good, but I wouldn't mind bigger. I just want to zoom in on it, you know. Just a little bit bigger text. Not more text. There's perfect amount. But my old eyes. They're catering to 90s children, 80s children here. They should have known better. It's still viewable, obviously. I can bring it up close. But as a writer, I'm here for the guidebooks. So I want it to be bigger, but I love that the packaging is pretty minimal. So once again, Insight. Well played, Minerva. Well played. And Mirren, incredible work with the art. That's just unreal. on average, 11 out of 10. I do totally recommend this deck. It's so gross and unsettling. Ugh. It's just good 90s crap, you know? Not crap, just 90s fodder. That's the word. Garbage Pail Kids Tarot. Ew. I gotta go drink some water and have some peppermint.